Not quite working. Testing. Still no wave here. Yeah. Finally. All right. So, boys, as I mentioned, I was thinking about whether I should separate this video, which is on the revision of chapter 5, and the past paper video. But then later on, after some consideration, I find that, well, no, because this chapter is actually quite long, and as I mentioned again and again, we don't quite have enough time to go through chapter 5 in details. So this time I decided to separate the videos so that we can go into more details of chapter 5. Alright, so this video will focus on the revision. Alright, actually reteaching. Alright, as if you know nothing. 我當你由零開始啊，我由頭教過咁話嗱，as if nothing happens in our class. Alright, so chapter 5 on factors of production. Alright, so let's get started. Here, chapter 5. Remember, we talk about factors of production. When we talk about factors, we are talking about inputs of production. 係咪啊？我哋講緊 production. Remember, production refers to the process of turning inputs into outputs. Outputs we've talked about in chapter 4, alright? Now, the process, division of labor, we've also talked about in chapter 4. So this time we focus on the inputs, the factors of production. Now, here, for a summary, I think this one, if you have been paying attention in my class, you should have seen it again and again and again. But let's repeat ourselves here. Now remember, to put it in short, factors of production, there are two big categories. We have the non-human categories and the human category. Now within each category, there will be two subcategories for each big categories. Alright. Now for the non-human side first, alright, we have natural versus man-made. Alright. If it is natural, you got natural resources, then we call it land. If it is man-made, we call it capital. Alright. Land and capital. Now, as I mentioned again and again, land, alright, not bound to physical land, alright， 唔一定係有笪土地㗎，只要係天然嘅 as long as it's something natural. For example, water, air, those kind of things are natural. We call them land. 得唔得啊？唔好俾佢名陰到啊 ！Don't be tricked by the name. Alright. Now, as opposed to land, we have man-made resources we call capital. Alright. As long as it is not natural, then we call capital. Now, there are quite a lot of differences, but the important ones I would say is how to change the supply of land versus the change or supply in capital. Alright. Now remember, land only changed by the force of nature, but cannot be changed by human effort. 得唔得啊？人呢係唔可以做任何嘢嚟轉變個 land 㗎。Alright. If you put in human effort to change the land, then that is no longer land. That would become a capital. Alright. Now, as opposed to capital, it can be changed by human effort. Remember, increase, we call it capital formation. Alright. Formation. Decrease, we call it capital depreciation. Alright. Nothing really special. It's only a name. Alright. It's only a name. Now, on another side, we have human, 係咪我哋講人啊 ？Human side. Then on human side, we can divide the factors provided by human using two criteria. Whether someone is an owner or someone is a worker. Alright. Owner, they provide entrepreneurship. Now this one is a little bit clumsy. 嗱個串啊 spelling. Alright. 串字啊有啲困難啊。Remember the spelling. Alright. If you misspell some word, no marks. Absolute zero in exam. 得唔得？你串錯係幫你唔到嘅，得唔得？Alright. Now, on the other hand, non-owners, workers, they provide labor to a production. Alright. They provide labor to a production. So remember, the definition of entrepreneurship, anything provided by the owner. Alright. So what do the owner do? Owner, remember, they have two functions, or at least one of the two functions. Alright. Now, they need to make decisions. 係咪？佢哋要做決定啊，做決策啊。The decision, remember, what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. These economic decisions. Alright? Now, second function, they also need to bear risk. Now, remember, if you have been paying attention in Leo Chan's class, alright? Now, non-Leo Chan student, they don't know. But Leo Chan student would know that they need to bear not just risk, alright? Not any risk. Specifically, they need to bear business risk. 係喺生意上嘅風險啊嘛 alright? Now, you may be asking, why specifically business? Because as a worker, you also have to bear risk. 你員工都要有風險冇㗎。But then you have to bear personal risk. 例如啦 for example, you do something wrong and then you get fired. That would be your personal risk. 得唔得啊？係你個人嘅風險啫嘛。係可能同 business maybe a little bit to do with the business, but not so important to the business. Alright? As opposed to the boss, if they make wrong decision, alright, wrong decision. For example, remember I said we go to Saudi Arabia. 我哋去沙特阿拉伯啦，買咩啊？買豬柳漢堡。Alright? Then you can expect you have zero profit and all are lost. Alright? 係咪啊？你做錯決定。You seriously affect the business. So they need to bear the business risk, alright? Bear business risk, alright? Now, finally, we have labor provided by worker. Labor refers to any physical or mental efforts provided by the worker. Then that would be labor, alright? 係啦，就係咁簡單啫。Now, one more thing. Now, this time, I think I need to make it clear. Remember, land and capital, I just said, as long as you touch it, it becomes capital. So, it is impossible to have something that is both land and capital. 係咪啊？ So, they are mutually exclusive. 係一個就唔係另一個啦。Now, on the other hand, entrepreneurship and labor, remember, they are not mutually exclusive. I can provide entrepreneurship at the same time I provide labor. The typical examples 最典型嘅例子係咩啊 ？One man company, alright, the bakery 係咪啊？嗱，可能你見到啦，附近有間好細嘅麵包鋪嘅 ，alright, a very small bakery, a very small business, one boss, and also the only one baker, alright. So that same boss. He is the boss, so provide entrepreneurship and at the same time, baking, provide labor as well. Alright? So here, remember, human side, not mutually exclusive. 可以又係 entrepreneurship 又係 labor 啦。On the other hand, land and capital, they must be mutually exclusive. 係一個就唔會係第二個啦。Alright? 得唔得？ So here, I would say that is the most important definitions and differences. Now, if you think you are okay, then I would suggest you skip the next part and go straight to the example. Or if you think the examples are so stupid, you can even go to details about labor. Alright? Remember, don't waste your time. Especially now is the half-year exam. Don't waste time. 時間係得咁多嘅啫，你 OK 就好攝咗啦。Alright? Now, for those of you who are not okay, so let us go into the details of capital and lands first. Alright? Now, here again, I've talked about it, so be quick here. Capital refers to man-made resources. 人造嘅最緊要係 man-made resources. Alright? On the other hand, land refers to natural resources 啊。天然嗰啲 resources 咪係咯，得唔得？ Now, the returns, we have a name for them. Now, don't worry. It's just a name, nothing special, alright? Returns from capital, we call interest. 得唔得？ Returns from land, we call rents, alright? I hate this name, alright? I hate this name. 唔係淨係呢樓嘅租金啊 alright? Whatever, maybe use some air to do a show and you get money from the show, then that would be rent as well. Alright? Remember, just a name. Now, here, changing factor, I just said. Alright? Here, by force of nature. Alright? On the other hand, no. It's just the opposite. Alright? Land, here, force of nature. On the other hand, for capital, remember, by human effort, of course, by human effort, 一定係 human 嘅啦。Remember, when increase we call capital formation 上面有啦，唔再講啦。Decrease we call capital depreciation. Alright, nothing special. 嗱名嚟嘅啫 ，only name. Now the cost of production. Remember, land 嗱天然噶嘛 ，so to produce it, it must be zero. Alright, must be zero. Must be zero. Alright， 嗱係一定係零噶。嗱 on the other hand, capital. Alright, capital of course then will be not zero. 得唔得 ？Alright, so here we know this is quite easy. This is quite easy. Alright, now one more thing before we move on. Remember, knowledge and skills are especially defined as we have a name we call human capital. Really, nothing special. You just need to know the name. Alright, now here, there's one point we need to note. This point, cost of production zero and non-zero. Then you may be thinking, zero? 咦，我哋之前啊喺邊一課見過 zero 啊？Ah, yes, I remember. Free goods. So we have two sentences we have to distinguish. Now, first one, all land are free good. Another sentence, all free good are land. 呢記唔記得啊？ We see the word zero production cost in the chapter 1 when we talk about free goods, right? 係咪啊？我哋講緊啊啲免費物品 free goods, right? Now, if you have been paying attention in my class, you know this one all land are free good. This is wrong and this is correct. The next one. Why? I give you one counter example. Now here, sunlight, alright? Sunlight. At night, 夜晚嘅時候啊 you may want more sunlight is preferred 係咪？夜晚嘅時候你咪想要多啲 sunlight。If more of it is preferred, then you know that would be an economic good, alright? Economic good. So you see, there are some natural resources, but not necessarily free goods. On the other hand, remember, all the free goods, air, sunlight, the natural water, all those free goods, they must be land, alright? They must be land, alright? 得唔得？呢個啦，冇問題啊。Let's move on. Now, let's tackle another pair. Another pair, we have labor and entrepreneurship, alright? Now, labor, like I mentioned, it is the physical and or mental effort provided by worker. Alright, remember physical or mental effort. Now, entrepreneurship is just the ownership. Alright, it just means owner. Alright, 係咪？你有冇擁有啊？嗱，here the main function. On one hand， 好啦 ，labor 啊負責啲咩啊 ？labor 負責一樣嘢嘅啫，係咪 ？What do they do? Now, labor, the main function, they execute production plan. They carry out production, 係咪？佢哋 execute production 啫嘛。主要 the main function, the boss tell them to do something to do production, then they execute the production. Now, for entrepreneurship, there are two. Remember, two. First one, they make decision. I just mentioned, right? 係咪啊？佢哋做決定啦。What, how, for whom to produce, and then second, they also need to bear business risk, right? Now remember, this is an and or relationship. You can only have one. For example, remember we have our shareholders. Remember when we talk about shareholders, 係咪啊？我哋啊啲小股民啊 ，shareholders, they don't quite make this one. They don't quite make decision. Alright, they don't quite make decision. Alright, 嗱佢哋唔係好做決定嘅啫。But then they need to bear risk. Alright, 公司執笠咪蝕錢咯。 Alright? They bear business risk. Alright? Now, finally, the return. Return of labor, we call wages. Return of entrepreneurship, we call profit. Alright? Not too difficult. Not too difficult. Great. Let us go to the example part and look at some past paper. Alright. Now, don't worry. I will have a separate videos on all the past paper regarding land and regarding chapter 5. Alright. Here is just some example. So to consolidate all the things we've just talked about in the past 15 minutes. Alright. Now, here, let's look at it one by one. First one asks about land. Correct, alright? Which of the following about land is correct? Here, supply of land may increase due to human effort. I just talked about that. Human effort, if you use human effort, then it becomes capital, right? Am I No, this one is not correct. Now, the supply of land may change over time. Yes, this one is correct, alright? By force of nature. For example, earthquake, alright? 地震一震啦 earthquake, then the supply of physical land 我即係講緊啊，真係嘅土地啊 ，alright may change due to some earthquake, alright, maybe volcano eruption, and then there will be a new piece of land, alright, something like that. I don't know. Obviously I'm not a geography teacher. If you want to know more, you ask Miss Guan, okay? Now, C. Now, land is a free good because it's part of nature. I just talked about land. Remember. Land can be both free goods or economic goods, depending on the situation. So you cannot say for sure C or D. Alright? Now, Michael Owens. Now, this is quite an old guy, alright? Quite an old guy. I think he retired. Now, Owen, famous football player for Liverpool. Liverpool, alright? Now, he provides the service of course, he is not the owner, alright, at that time, not the owner. So he provides labor, or we know, provides labor. And football, obviously tertiary, alright? So answer is D, quite easy. Now, next one. Mr. Chen is the owner of a printing factory, employs Mary as an accountant. Now, the factory 啦，你逢親見到啲字啊，唔使問啊，即刻知道啊。Secondary production, right? In secondary production, Mary being employed, so not the owner, alright? And she provides mental and physical effort for the factory. That is why that is a labor. Secondary labor 啦，得唔得啊？ Quite easy. Now, moving on. Now here, asking, which belongs to land? So we need something that is natural, alright? Natural. Now here, endangered species of this one, I don't know how to pronounce, alright? Found on the Tibet plateau, alright? 青藏高原啊，揾到嘅羚羊啊，this one don't laugh, don't stop joking, alright? This is the answer, alright? Now, the others, flowers planted in Disneyland, of course not, alright? You need to pack the flowers and put it there, alright? Now, crocodiles living in wetland park, you see park, this is man-made, 係咪啊？你識個字 man-made 啊 so no. Now, this one quite tricky. Oxygen provided in a train running across 青藏高原啊 alright? Tibetan plateau, alright? This is not correct. 你明唔明咩？唔係喎，空氣咪天然嘅咯。Remember, in a train, you need some circulation system. 你要有個循環系統泵佢出嚟，泵佢入嚟㗎嘛。Alright? So, the oxygen in the train would be provided by man-made resources. That would be capital. Alright? 嗱，得唔得？ Okay, here. Mr. Yip owns. Whenever you see the word owns, then you immediately know Mr. Yip 啊，佢既然 own 咗佢啦 ，own, then this is entrepreneurship. Alright? Entrepreneurship. and hires Mary as a clerk. Now here, so quite easy. Mr. Yip, entrepreneurship. Explain, but remember, explain. Don't just stop there. You need to explain. How to explain his entrepreneurship? Because he is the owner of the firm, or you can say he needs to bear business risk for the firm. Alright, now Mary on the other hand, 嗱又係 Mary 喎，係咪？ Mary would provide labor. Alright, explanation would be that she provides physical or 或者 and 啦 ，alright, and or mental effort 係咪啊？ Now if you feel unsafe, then you say she's a clerk, so she provides the clerical effort 係咪啊？佢文職嘅 effort 啊嘛。Alright, now next one. Calming. 嗱 calming 嗱就知calming啦。05年未俾人食啊，嗰陣時未俾人食咗啊，收尾先俾人食啊，天與地先食咗啊。Alright, now he still lives. So calming is the owner of an air conditioner repair company. Now whenever you see the word owner, then immediately entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneurship. Now he also repairs. 嗱佢自己啊都要落手落腳。So to which types, please, boys? Please. Types. Alright? So this time, you know there will be two answers. In fact, calming are both entrepreneur and labor. 好啦 ，explanation 唔解啦，explain 抄翻上面啦嚇，唔解啦。Alright, so quite easy. Not a terribly difficult topic. So let us move on. Alright. Now we focus our attention on talking about labor. As I mentioned, there will be several things. First, we have labor supply and labor productivity. Alright, on one hand. Then we have wage payment. Finally, in this video, I will also take the effort, or to take the extra effort, alright, although not in your examination, I will also talk about labor mobility. 拍開就唔爭再講埋啦 alright? So, you can view it according to your own interest, alright? According to your own interest. Anyway, let's tackle labor supply and labor productivity first, alright? Now, labor supply refers to the number of employed workers times their average working hours per worker. 每一個員工平均做幾耐，乘返幾多個員工。So you see, labor supply is actually talking about the total working hours, alright? 總共做咗幾耐啫嘛，只係講緊 total working hours, alright? 嗱係啦，得唔得？ Total working hours. Now, the unit for labor supply, remember, we call man hour. Alright? Now, don't miss out unit. Boys, let me remind you, don't miss out unit. I went to the DSC 2018 seminar. 2018啊嗰個講座啊。They said clearly, 嗱 they I mean HKEAA, alright? HKEAA 嘅大佬出咗嚟啊。Also named Leo, alright? Leo 徐力韓先生啊。He mentioned very clearly, if you miss out a unit, then sorry, -1, alright? -1, poor presentation, alright? Now here, you may be thinking, what factors would affect labor supply? Quite easy. Now, for example, returns and incentive, 人工幾高啊嗰啲啦。Now, the higher the return 係咪啊？ The higher the return, then you know, more people, number of worker would increase, alright? Also, hour would also increase, 係咪啊？人工高啲啊，工時長啲都制啦，係咪啊？多啲人嚟做啦。So you know, labor supply would increase, right? Now employment size 唔解啦，唔解啦 ，employment size worker 上升 ，labour supply 咪上升咯。Working out， 唉，唔講啦。Finally, we need to look at some government policies. All right. Now, for example, if there is an implementation of maximum working hour, 係啦，可能啦 maximum working hour 啦 then you know hours would decrease. Also, when hours decrease, then labor supply would decrease. All right. This is but one example. All right. One example. All right. Now here. On the other hand, we have labor productivity as opposed to labor supply. All right. Now, average labor productivity refers to total output divided by labor supply. Now, so you see here, we are talking about working speed. All right. The average working speed of worker. 我哋講緊係做嘢幾快啊！嗱。Immediacy, you know the differences. One is talking about total work hour, 總共可以做幾耐嘢。Another one about how fast they work, all right? Now, here, let's look at the factors first, and then I'll talk about something very important, all right? Very important, all right? Now, here, what factors would affect labor productivity? Again, when the return increase, now in general, incentive increase, so the productivity will also increase. All right. Now in general, something like the skill 唔解啦，低能。Of course, better the skill, faster you work. Now, better the condition, 健康啲，舒服啲， then productivity also increase. Now, method of production, I give you some example. For example, division of labor. 係嘛？我哋啊靠分工啊 ，division of labor or specialization, then productivity would increase. All right, something like that. Technology 唔講啦，技術好咗嘅 productivity 上升啦。Now here, there is one thing I need to talk about. Now, some of you would hold this. Oh, average labor productivity equals to total productivity divided by labor supply. So we can know that, right? Labor productivity, the relationship is inversely proportional to labor supply, right? I mean, here, when this one increase, this one would decrease. Mama, remember, don't say this. Don't say this. 得唔得？ Don't say this. This is true only if only if you are certain, you are very certain output is whole constant, all right? Only if you are very certain output is constant, all right? 因為點解啊？ For example, I tell you right now, returns or labor skill increases, all right? Labor skill increases. Then you may tend to think, this is not a good example, all right? This is not a good example. Let's try this. Employment size. Let's say right now we hire more people, all right? More people. Then labor supply increase. Then because they are inversely proportional, 多咗人喎，咁啊 labor supply 高咗，咁咪 labor productivity decrease 咯。Now think about it, boys. 多咗人，我想問 output 會點啊？有機會多咗，有機會少咗，有機會不變噶嘛。多咗 even if it has increased, then increased by how much we don't know. All right. So if the question has not told you the output is constant, then actually you have no conclusion. You have no conclusion about the others. Alright? Remember, the relationship between labor productivity and labor supply is that here. Let me write it out. Labor productivity and labor supply. The relationship between the two is that they have no relationship. Alright? 佢哋嘅關係就係冇關係，得唔得？Alright, this is quite important. Now we will see really soon in some of the examples we're going to soon. Alright, now so this one, don't be tricked. Alright, don't be tricked. Now let's move on to the examples. Here, the example. Which of the following would increase? We need to increase and productivity 係要productivity 嘅 increase 啊。嗱 first one, larger labor force. I just said this one is labor supply. We have no relationship with labor productivity. Alright, so one is incorrect. Alright, one is incorrect. 好啦，睇其實睇2同4啫，3一定啱啦。Alright， 嗱 B, better education and training. Of course, how to explain? With better training, skill would increase. Better skill, productivity will increase. So 2, 3, alright? 2 and 3 is the answer. Better organization of production 唔使解啦，係咪 ？Fewer public holiday. Now, fewer public holiday would make labor supply decreases. But what about labor productivity? How do I know? Alright? How do I know? 我唔知啊。Now, in fact, if you write with fewer holiday, they have less rest. Alright? 唞少咗啦 so their health may become worse. Then labor productivity may decrease. I still think this is acceptable in short question. But either way, either unknown decrease, still not increase. Alright? Still not increase. Alright? Oh. Next one. Which one following would decrease labor supply? This time we're talking about labor supply. Now, fewer job vacancy. Now, if we say fewer jobs, then of course, alright. Now, fewer jobs means employed workers would decrease. Then labor supply would decrease. But remember, we are talking about vacancies here. Vacancies here. 好啦 vacancy 啦就有乜 we have a problem. For example, here, let me say a few examples. Alright, let's say number of workers. This is workers. Alright, number of workers. Then jobs. Originally 120. 得唔得 120. So here, vacancy would be 20. Alright, 20. Alright, 係咪啊？好啦 now let's say right now the vacancy decreased to 10. Alright, which means job would become 110. Still 100 workers, right? You see? No change. Another example, let's say vacancy 0. 好啦，今次點解冇 vacancy 啊？ The job may decrease to 90. Then employed workers will become 90. So you see, there are actually two cases. 有兩個 case 啊，係咪啊？有兩個 case 有機會啦，有兩個 case 啊。One case, no change. Another case may decrease. But either way, how do I know? Alright? How do I know? So the answer, not A. Alright? Now, B. More university places. 啊，好容易啫呢個係咪啊？ Number of students increase, meaning number of workers. 唔讀書咪做嘢咯，係咪？去咗讀書咪冇得做嘢咯。So here, labor supply would decrease. This is the answer. Alright? Now, here, C. Increase in retirement age. This should make worker increase. Alright? So it's just the opposite. labor supply should increase. 嗱 increase in number of immigrants 嗱多咗人啦，都係啦。Workers would increase, labor supply would increase. Alright, so this is also not correct. Alright, now next one. Labor supply would increase if more job vacancies are available. 嗱講啦 vacancies irrelevant. Alright, irrelevant as in our previous example. Irrelevant. Alright, now A irrelevant. More universities offer 4-year degrees instead of 3 years. Now, so 1 more year. That means number of students would increase. So number of workers would decrease. Number of workers decrease. That means labor supply would decrease. 係咪啊? So quite easy. This actually would decrease labor supply. B is not correct. Alright, now here, C, number of public holiday is reduced. So this one, you see, working hour would actually increase. Alright, working hour would actually increase. Alright, working hour increase, so labor supply would increase. This is the answer. Retirement age is reduced. No. Alright, it's just the opposite. 上升先會上升啊嘛 alright? Alright, so here. Now, table type of question. This we need to do some maths. Alright, now remember how to calculate labor supply. Remember, labor supply refers to the total number of working hours. How to calculate? Now, let's say this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. 得唔得啊？嗱，詳細我唔計啦。Now, we just know labor supply. How to get it is 1, number of worker times 2, weekly working hours per worker. 係咪啊？ Per worker, number of worker. Alright, per worker, number of worker. Alright, now for labor productivity, how do we calculate? It would be 3 divided by 1 times 2. Alright, total output divided by labor supply. 嗱，唔計啦，呢個自己計啦，好唔好？唔嘥時間啦。嗱，but one thing. Remember, here, weekly working hours per worker. That's the reason why you need to multiply by number of worker. If I cross it out, then labor supply would simply be 2. Alright? It would become total working hours. Alright? 係咪？我查咗個 per worker 就會係講緊 total working hour. Then labor supply would simply be 2. 就係2號仔咁簡單啦，得唔得？ Alright, so remember, don't be tricked by them. Alright? 嚟睇清楚 average 乘 total 啊。Now, since we are on this, let's skip one question and go here. Alright, now, same. Number of full-time workers, number of part-time workers, and then average working hour. Average per worker 係咪啊？每個 worker 嘅 average per worker. So, how to calculate productivity? Again, it would be this one. Now, for factory A, would be this one divided by 25 times this one. Now, for factory B, would be divided by 50 times 60. Oh, this one, let's say this one. 你俾幾秒我先。Oh, this one will be 50. Alright? Factory B will be 50. Alright? Yes. There's one thing I miss out. This unit for average labor productivity should be units per man hour. Alright? 哇，爭啲唔記得咗。Alright, now back to that question. Now should be 50. Alright, 50 啦，係咪？ Again, unit per man hour. 係咪？ Now this one should be let's see. This one 60 unit unit per man hour. Alright, so factory A has a higher productivity. We need to know why factory A. Let's see what are the possible reasons. Time rate, factory A time rate. Factory B piece rate. No, it's just the opposite. Alright, just the opposite. Remember, time rates, the working speed should be lower than piece rate. Alright, we'll talk about that very soon. Alright, now so A is not correct. B provides more training. Yes, provides more training. 佢多啲 training 咯。Alright, better skill. Then we will have higher labor productivity. Alright, now part-time workers employed by factory B are more skilled. 啱啱倒轉 just the opposite of B. Alright, now factory B use more capital goods. Now capital goods, which mean let's say machines. Alright, machines. Now with more machines, you should work faster. But remember, A is working faster. Alright, now let's go back one question here. Which of the following will increase the labor supply? Labor supply of an economy. We have to increase and labor supply. Now let's see. More firms allow male employees to take paternity leave. 嗰啲產假得唔得？產假 When leave increases, then working hours would decrease. Then labor supply should decrease. So A is not correct. Alright. Now more companies offer free transportation to employees working overtime. 係啦 So more allowance, which means working hours would increase. Labor supply should increase, right? 係咪啊 They have better incentive to work overtime. Alright. Now university provide more 呢個講咗10萬次啦 Remember, student increase, then worker would decrease, then labor supply should decrease. Alright. Government adopt. Now here you see maximum working hour. When you see maximum working hours, which means hours would decrease, so labor supply would decrease. This is also not correct. Alright. Now finally 2016. Now if you have been paying attention to Liu Chan's class, you will know whenever you see 2016 2016年 trouble. Alright, this will be our best girlfriend. We see this this year again and again and again and again, even in Form 5, Form 6. Alright, now here labor supply increase 又係 increase labor supply 啦，係咪？ But this time not so easy. It has more training is provided for existing labor force. Alright, now existing 已經現存嗰啲啊，講明係 So here for the existing labor force, if more training 好啦 more training, which means skill increases, then labor productivity would increase. Then you may be thinking, then what's the relationship? The relationship, remember, relationship between labor supply and labor productivity is that they have no relationship. 好啦，咁你問啦，阿 Sir, how come we need the word existing? Because without existing, option A may become a correct answer. Alright? May become a correct answer. Here, let me explain why. With better training to the potential labor force, 好啦 better training, then do you think the employment chance would increase? When employment chance increase, number of workers would increase, then labor supply may increase. Alright, that is why they are very careful. They need the word existing. Alright, existing. Now for B, the legal minimum working age is lowered from, so this one when it is lower, then worker would increase, number of worker increase, labor supply should increase. Alright, so B is the answer. Now C, foreign direct investment increases 關你鬼事咩 ？Alright， now foreign direct investment increases. That should make the number of jobs increase. Alright, but here remember job vacancies. Does that have anything to do with labor supply? No. Alright, this is only job vacancy. 呢個啦，我哋講10萬次啦，係咪啊 ？Job vacancy nothing to do with labor supply. Now finally, the government increases the salary tax rate. Now remember, with higher salary tax rate, actually the number of workers 有啲人啦，索性唔做嘢攞綜援算啦。Even though those who are working， 唉唔做咁耐啦 ，OT 咁辛苦做咩啊？啲錢都少嘅。Both would decrease. So actually, labor supply should decrease. Alright. This is not correct, right? So this one I think is quite an important, quite tricky 係啦。呢類題目你裏面算係出得比較 tricky 嘅，算係有深度啲嘅一條題目啦。Alright, so this would be for labor supply and labor productivity. Let us move on. We are going to talk about wage payment. We are going to talk about wage payment, the second last topic. Alright, now wage payment, remember, different wage payment method would directly affect labor supply and labor productivity. If you remember from our previous pages, we all know that 係咪啊 return and incentive. Return and incentive. This is one of the major factors affecting labor productivity and labor supply. Now, here you see why. The reason is simple. Because wages would directly affect a word we call working incentive. Alright, working incentive. Now, remember, to determine what method to use, 係啦，用咩方法啦 then we need to look at two criteria, alright? Two criteria. Whether an output is quantifiable, 係咪？可唔可以數到嘅先 ？If it is not quantifiable, then you know we use time rate, alright? Another thing, we need to see whether the profit would be directly affected, 會唔會直接受到個員工啊 would be directly affected by the workers' performance, alright? By the workers' performance, alright? Now, so let's look at them very quickly. 嗱，唔會逐條同你講噶啦 alright? Now, time rate, remember, time rate we are talking about according to working time. Remember, working time would be your input of production. 你個 factor 啊嘛，你要用時間作為 input 嚟做嘢啊嘛。That would be talking about input. In contrast, piece rate would be according to the number of output. 見唔見啊？即係講得簡單啲嘅 time rate using your input, piece rate using your output. So when do we use time rate? We say when outputs are not standardized, or we should say not quantifiable, 都數唔到 and quality of work is essential. Now this one, you may be asking why. Immediately we go to piece rate. 因為點解 piece rate, the more you do, the more you earn. So people would rush. 好啦，你知啦，好似你哋啲功課咁啊，你知啦，求其亂做嗰啲啊 ，Brandon 嗰啲啊，今次啊，亂做嗰啲啊，快發生咩事啊 ？The quicker you do, you start to lose quality of work, right? So we don't want them to rush. That is why we pay them time rate, just like teachers, alright? We don't want them to rush, alright? We don't want them to rush. We need to ensure the quality of education is high, is up to standard, alright? That is why teachers are paid a time rate, alright? Now, 好啦，有咩好處啊？ Now, this one, we don't go through one by one. Alright? Stable, easy to calculate for the employer, alright? But remember, stable, but then unfair, and people would be lazy. 係咪啊？做有36 唔做就76啊嘛，梗係唔做啦，係咪 ？So you see higher monitoring costs. Alright. Now for piece rate, just the opposite. Work harder, higher income. No need to monitor them. Alright, no need to monitor. 自動波式做㗎啦。Alright, I'm talking about quantity. Alright, but remember, the quicker they work, then quality may be sacrificed. Alright, 係咪？佢會重量不重質啊。So you have higher quality assurance costs. Alright, higher quality assurance costs. Alright, now time rates and piece rate. You may be asking, then can we take the good things of both and combine into one? Actually, yes. Then we have one thing we call basic salary plus commission scheme. Alright? Basic salary, this is the time rate part. Commission, this is the piece rate part or the profit sharing part. Alright? Alright, mostly piece rate. Alright? Here, you see. Then a good thing to employee. Good thing to now when to use it. Alright, when to use it. Very simple. Salesman. Alright, remember the salesperson. When quality and quantity are important, 又要量又要質嘅工作，例如 salesman 咁咯，係咪啊 ？Salesperson they need both. Then we use basic salary plus commission scheme. Now advantage to the worker, stable and harder you work, the more money you get. So for the employer, you don't need to do quality assurance 係咪啊？直頭唔使啊，佢自動波會做啦。They will be hardworking and the quality will be good. Alright, now here, bad thing, quite unstable, right? Quite unstable and quite difficult to calculate. 得唔得啊？ Now, finally, we have a very risky wage payment method we call profit sharing scheme. Profit sharing 嗱，今次啦 ，profit sharing. When to use it? When the worker's decision can significantly affect the firm's performance. For example, CEO, you know, those at iBank CEO 嗰啲咩高盛啊嗰啲啊 CEO. Alright, now those CEO they will be using profit sharing scheme. So what is good about it? Now, higher profit, more profit, higher wages, and you can expect that actually quite high. I would say on average, profit sharing would be the highest among all the wage payment method we have learned. Alright, among all the wage payment method. Now, to the employer, 有咩好處啊？即係唔使監工啦 ，both quality and quantity will automatically be assured. No need to monitor them. Alright, now and business risk being shared by the workers. Of course, then the bad thing would be that you need to share the business risk, and you're quite difficult for the employer. Quite difficult to recruit workers, and very difficult to calculate wages as well. All right. Now, so this would be the 4 types of wage payment. Now, finally, tips. This one basically the same as profit sharing. Basically the same, except they are paid by customers. Alright, so I don't spend time here. 唔嘥太多時間啦。Alright, now let's look at some examples. Now here we need to look at now the old method and new method. We need to determine the method. Now, if I were you, I start with this one. Output with quality below standard， 即係話啦，係咪啊？唔合格嗰啲啊。So when more output is below standard, that means quality decreases. Out of the 5 wage payment method, only one method will result in a decrease in quality. We know this must be a piece rate. 一定係同 piece rate 有關係咪 ？Now, piece rate. Then, what is the old system? Let's look at it. Output. Here, you see, output per worker 啊，所以冇咗其他問題啊。Per worker. Old system 200, new system 300. Now you see, something is slower than piece rate. So you see, time rate slower than piece rate. Alright? 嗱，所以答案係 A 啦。Now, here, private piano teachers or private economic teachers, alright, are usually paid at an hourly rate instead of a piece rate. Now, which of the following statements are true? Alright, now, of course, hour rate 咁會點啊？梗係補耐啲啦，彈慢啲啦，係咪 ？Why? Longer hour, then wages would increase, right? 係咪啊？ So this one is correct. Now, they are not encouraged to rush through, of course. Let me explain now, alright? Their output is difficult to measure. Yeah, actually, yes, 係咪？你點樣量度啊？一個鐘教咗幾多？教咗幾少啊？ You can't, alright? Teaching is very difficult to quantify, alright? So answer 1, 2, and 3. 記住啦，教學係好難 quantify 㗎。You need to see whether it's effective, not just about how 唔係淨係講你教咗幾多，教得明唔明啦？好啦。How do you tell whether they understand or not? Then it's already a very difficult question, alright? So you see, very difficult to measure. Very difficult to measure. Now, next one. ABC, XYZ. ABC, XYZ. You see, ABC per month something, so it has time rates plus 5 per delivery, alright? See here, piece rate. 好啦 time 加 piece, we call it basic salary plus commission, alright? Basic salary plus commission. Now, on the other hand, per month, 係咪12,000蚊 per month. So this one is the time rate. Now, comparing, the cost of measuring is high in XYZ is just the opposite, alright? It should be ABC, 係咪 ABC 難計啲啊 Working incentive is high in XYZ. No, also ABC, alright? 記住啊 time rate lowest incentive. Here, piece rate component, so they will have higher incentive. Now, income of a male assistant is higher in ABC. How do I know? How do I know? 我鬼知啊 alright? Now, answer is D. Cost of supervision is lower in ABC. Why? Because of this component. 係咪啊？咁啊，佢唔會偷懶啊 No, less laziness 啊，係咪啊？ Less laziness 啊，唔會咁懶啊。Alright, less laziness. So the cost of supervision is lower. Now, next one, DSC question. Now, some property agency using basic salary plus commission because it can increase the working incentive, of course. Alright, transfer part of the business risk, of course. Cost of calculating lower, we just know. No, not lower. Alright, lowest should be time rate. So 1 and 2. So you see, this topic, very straightforward, right? Very straightforward. Now, a few more, and then we are done with the half-year exam syllabus, alright? Now, teachers in secondary school are usually paid by time rate because they are lazy. No, 冇講過啊，咩都冇講過。Alright, teachers in secondary schools, like Liu Chen, alright, are usually paid by time rate because this can improve their working incentive. 啱唔啱啊 ？No 嗱，考評局啊，踩界啦，係咪 ？Remember, working incentive time rate is the lowest. So you see, time rate workers can be lazy. Teachers, no 唔講啦。Alright, now B. They prefer a stable income. 你 prefer 啲咩關鬼事啊，大佬係咪啊 ？None of my business. Alright, I don't care what you prefer, alright? Now, most teachers are hardworking. Well, this one let's put a big question mark here, alright? 嗱，我係有啲保留嘅對呢個 option. So let's give it, alright? It is costly to measure their input. 係啦，呢個咪就係 time rate 啦。記唔記得 time rate 基本上最重要嘅就係 it is costly to measure their output 啊嘛。佢哋 output 係好難量度啊，得唔得？Alright, so that would be the answer. Quite easy. Now, here, finally, the following is a job advertisement for a manager in a restaurant, alright? In a restaurant, alright? Here, let's look at it. It says, this one, you see, 15K per month plus performance based. Let's say this is a profit sharing, alright? So you see, this is a basic salary plus commission, 係咪啊 ？So From the viewpoint of the owner， 講啦 ，owner 啊 ，basic salary plus commission 有咩advantage？ 嗱 remember explain don't just state alright explain so advantage one advantage alright one advantage there will be less supervision costs as workers explanation I use red pen alright as workers incentive would be higher than let's say time rate alright let's say alright would be high then it's all good enough alright would be high 係咪啊 now for disadvantage it is harder to calculate wages as the wages are not known before month end alright 係咪我都唔知係咪我都唔知咁咪難啲計咯係咪啊 because based on performance related alright now from the viewpoint of the manager this time a little bit tricky 係咪啊有少少 tricky 啊 manager 咦 manager 咪 owner 咯 no look at the advertisement the manager is referring to the worker alright or the employee 俾人請嗰個嘛係咪 one advantage and one disadvantage 可唔可以唔講啊可唔可以唔講啊here over profit sharing scheme alright is asking about over profit sharing scheme 係啦原來啊對比起 profit sharing 啊得唔得啊講埋啦唔爭在啦So one advantage would be less risky 係咪 less risky 啦點解啊 why as there is a certain wage component 係咪咁個 component 係咩啊 the 15K 係咪啊 time rate 嘅 component 啊嘛冇咁高風險咯係咪啊冇咁高風險咯嗱 on the other hand disadvantages may earn less now I'm talking about may not earn less alright may earn less if if performance is good. Why? Because the floating part，floating 啊，即係講緊呢 performance related 嗰 part 啊 ，performance related 呢 part，the non-fixed one，the floating part usually has lower rate than profit sharing 係咪會低啲啊嘛 alright 得唔得 so this would be all the things for the half year exam alright now if you only care about your half year exam you can stop here that would be all I want to say for chapter 5 alright that would be all I want to say for chapter 5 now if you are interested let's say after your economics exam then you can continue here because next I'm going to talk about a topic which you have not learned alright now don't worry I will go through that again in our lesson in much greater details, with different stories. Alright, now, but then here, let's finish this video with labor mobility. Alright, labor mobility. We have occupational mobility and geographical mobility. Let's look at the definitions first. Alright, definition. Remember, when we talk about mobility, we are talking about the willingness and ease. 有幾容易去轉工啊？係咪啊？有幾容易，有幾願意啊嘛。This one also willingness and ease. Now, occupational mobility. How easy to change in job, alright? Geographical, change location. Now, when we talk about change jobs, we have both in and out of the job, alright? Now, so what factors would be affecting them? Now here, the first factor, again you see, 係咪啊? So it is really bad that we cannot finish this part. Or if we can finish this part before the half-year exam, then you will see why it is important to talk about wage payment. You see, first factor, occupational mobility, already returns of work. Why? Let's think about it. When return of an existing 係啦，我而家嗰份 job of current, I should say current, alright, of current job increase. 好啦，而家我份工啊，人工高啲啊。Then if you change jobs, the opportunity cost would also increase, 係咪？你要放棄嘅人工咪高啲咯。Then that means the occupational mobility would decrease, 係咪啊 ？cost 高咗 ，mobility 咪唔轉走咯。Alright， 嗱 on the other hand, if the return of potential job increase, then the potential benefit would increase. Then 好啦，哇！出面份工咁吸引，梗係好想轉過去啦。Occupational mobility will increase. Alright， something like that. Now here, another thing, skills and qualification. Skills and qualification. 好啦 if let's say if a job the skills requirement increases, then it would be harder to get in, right? Harder to get in. 咁即係咩意思啊 ？Occupational mobility 會下跌咯。But we are specifically talking about occupational mobility of getting in. Now, for example, some example would be accountant. Alright, a good example would be accountant. 會計師啊，係咪啊？要考牌㗎嘛 ？Accountant or doctor. Quite difficult to get in. 唔係你想入就入啊，係咪啊？ Because there are skills requirement, there are professional qualification requirement. 唔係你想入㗎嘛。Alright, so for these jobs, the occupational mobility would decrease because it's hard to get in. Alright, now training program. Now here we say training program with some retraining. 好啦，你 retraining 啊 ，then the skills of worker would increase. With better skill, the employment chance would increase. Occupational mobility will increase, right? 係咪啊 ？So this one quite easy. Alright, remember 係啦，就好容易諗啫嘛。你啊叻啲啊，你都搶手啲啦。你想去邊份工得啦 ？If you're good, you can go to every job. Every job would want you. Alright, so that is the reason. Now finally, information. Remember, always with better information, mobility would always increase. 係咪啊？你啊資訊好啲啊，永遠啊都會易啲轉工啦。Always, okay? It is always the same. 得唔得啊 ？Now finally, geographical mobility. Geographical mobility here. willingness and ease to change location. Location. Alright, now first one, of course, transportation cost. Now, if the transportation cost 車費貴咗啊，冇玩啊 geographical mobility of course would decrease. 你冇咁想啦，例如啦，哇，大佬你每日嗱 let's say you have a job. There are 2 jobs offer, alright? Same wages. Now, one is in next to your home. One you need to go to 長洲，係咪？你去長洲啊？係咪？長洲。Then which one do you choose? Of course, you pick the job next to your home, alright? Next to your house. Why? Because the cost will be lower, alright? Cost will be lower. Then geographical mobility will be higher. Alright. Now, second one. Economic, social, and political situation. Now, this one, let me give you an example. For example, let's say Iraq. Those places always have war， 成日都打仗啦，係咪啊？打仗啊！我想問打仗啊，你去唔去到做嘢啊？梗係唔去啦，大佬賠條命㗎。Alright, now, so if the situation becomes worse, then likely your geographical mobility of now here again, this is going inside, going into a place that would decrease. Quite easy. Now, finally, population policies. For example, remember, in Hong Kong, we have the talented, 係咪啊？嗰啲啊，優才啊，嗰啲咩 immigrants, alright? For example, 朗， alright? For example, 朗， those kind of people, they are very talented. With these kinds of policy, then the geographical mobility would of course increase. Something like that, alright? There is no absolute answer. You need to look at the policy one by one, alright? So that would be geographical mobility and occupational mobility in short. Remember, willingness and ease to change job and change location. Remember, we are always, when we talk about change, we have both in and out, alright? In and out, alright? So let's look at some example and call it the end. Oh, actually, quite a lot of examples here. We should be able to be done with it quite quickly. Now, here, which of the following can increase the occupational mobility? We need occupational mobility increase, alright? Now, higher degree of specialization of skills. Now, with better specialization, which means your skill set would decrease. 好啦 skill set would decrease. Then it is actually harder to find job. Harder to find other jobs, right? 係咪啊？你揾其他工啊，冇咁容易啊，係咪啊？冇咁容易啊。So actually, it's just the opposite. Occupational mobility would decrease. Alright, more information about job vacancy 唔使講啦，呢個係咪啊？嗱 greater power of labor union. Greater power of labor union. Now this time, let's think about it. When the union power increases, then you can expect your wages and your condition would be better. 好啦 wages and condition becomes better. Then, what happened? Alright, if wages and condition becomes better, then you know that your opportunity cost of giving up the current job would increase. That means your occupational mobility should actually decrease. This one not correct. Alright, so the answer 2 and 4, provision of retraining program 唔講啦，呢個 quite easy. Should be C. Okay, should be C. Quite easy. Now, next one. Which of the following has the least occupational mobility? 我哋望一望啦。嗱 lorry driver, salesman, actor, dental surgeon. I would say actually dental surgeon. Why? 2 reasons. The skill requirement is very high. 唔係個個都做到啊。Then you may be thinking, 唔係啊 actors also, right? Actors also. But then, next thing, remember, number 2, then their wages can be quite high as well. Now you may be thinking, 唔係啊，劉德華嗰啲。Now remember, we are not talking about pop star. We are talking about actors in general. Actors actually 幾奀嘅人工都係咪啊？嗰啲咁嘅不諗記都幾可憐㗎。Alright, so you see, out of the 4 of them, I would say dental surgeon. Dental surgeon. 但大家知讀醫又辛苦㗎嘛，係咪？ So I would say dental surgeon. Now, here, in order to attract the mainland professions to work in Hong Kong, some firms plan to provide a housing allowance for them. This would now, of course, this would increase something, right? 係咪 housing allowance 啊 ？housing allowance 啊 ？Of course, it would increase something. 有 allowance 喎。Now you may be thinking, 咁係 occupational 定 geographical 啊？ Now I would say occupational is also correct in this case. Now remember, 好啦 housing allowance. Why? That means the potential benefit of the job increases, right? Potential benefit increases, then occupational mobility should increase as well. But remember, the focus of the question, I would say, is from mainland to Hong Kong, alright? Changing location. By this token, I would say the best answer here is actually D. Obviously, it's talking about geographical mobility, alright? Geographical mobility 係咪啊？我相信啊，最主要係 geographical mobility 啦。Of course, this is not exactly a good question 啦。Remember, before DSE, a lot of not so good questions, alright? 係咪啊？ Before Cliff Young, actually. Now, here, next one. When division of labor is practiced, worker will have occupational mobility. Alright? Occupational. Division of labor, remember, with division of labor, the skill set would actually decrease. 係咪啊？ Skill set 係會下跌㗎。Actually, we will have lower occupational mobility because worker only train for a particular skill. That is the standard answer, alright? Becomes dull and monotonous. 關咩事啫 ？Irrelevant to occupational mobility, alright? Now, higher labor productivity, irrelevant, alright? Capital goods, also irrelevant, alright? We are talking about occupational mobility specifically, alright? Now, next one. The government raises the legal retirement ages. Retirement ages. Then you see that occupational mobility of workers would increase. Retirement age. Does it have anything to do with occupational mobility? No. Alright? Now, average labor productivity would increase. Well, we don't know about that. Alright? Now, some of you may be tempted to think in LS, alright? I know in LS you will think that 唔係喎 when age increase, productivity would decrease, right? Now, remember, we are uncertain about this. What if, now let's say, what if the old person are very experienced, alright? Very experienced, so that they have much higher working productivity. 可以㗎，點解？ So, don't use your LS points, alright? This is economics. Think like an economist. It is actually unknown, alright? Now, labor supply would increase. This is the answer. 唔解啦。More division of labor in practice. How do I know? Alright, how do I know? Now, finally, into DSE questions. Now, here, which of the following would most likely increase? Now, we need increase occupational mobility. 我哋要 OM 上升啊 alright? Of labor in an economy. Let's see. The labor union have stronger bargaining power. We just mentioned no, because stronger bargaining power, which means the existing benefit existing benefit would increase, so the opportunity cost would increase, so your occupational mobility would actually decrease. So this one is not correct. Now, B, the Labor Department provides tuition fee rebates for participants for retraining program. 喂，基本上唔使問啦，retraining program they have tuition fees rebates. Then more people will go to retraining program. Then of course occupational mobility will increase. Now, transport network is improved. Transport 呢個係咩嚟㗎？ This one is geographical mobility 係嘛 ，right? Now, stop granting fund for online data, which means information becomes worse. Information becomes worse, then occupational mobility should decrease. Just the opposite. Alright? Now, next one. Let's see. The will alright, will decrease, of course. Will decrease. Look at here. Now, geographical would decrease if the government introduced city bike rental scheme in all train stations. Now, with this scheme, I would say actually transport option would increase. With better transport, geographical mobility should increase. Alright, so A is not correct. Now B, geographical mobility would decrease if several big companies set up child care centers in their offices. Now, this one, I would say it has something to do with occupational mobility, alright? Not exactly geographical. Now, as to how occupational mobility would increase, I actually don't know. Why? Because for the existing ones, 好啦，現存嘅人而家嗰份工正咗喎，係咪應該會跌啊？但係啦，未入職嗰啲人大緊肚。For those who are pregnant, alright? For those who are pregnant or who are thinking about the job, well, actually, potential workers may increase, alright? So I don't know, but either way, B is not correct. Now C, occupational will decrease. Traveling subsidy, 一見到 traveling subsidy 要關咩事啊？ Geographical mobility will decrease 嘛 right? So the answer should be D. Let's look at it. Licenses are required by the government for more professions. Now, skill requirements. When skill requirements increases, that means it becomes harder to get in, which means occupational mobility would decrease. This is the answer. Alright? Now, this one, quite interesting. Now, finally, certain restaurants in China found that they can introduce robots to replace some workers in serving customers without reducing their output. Now here, let's see. This will increase the increase the quantity supplied. Now here, basically it means labor supply would increase. Increase the labor productivity. Well, this one, I think it can be correct. Alright, let's leave it here. Alright, Alright, 嗱，我哋一陣間先睇啱唔啱啦。Decrease the geographical mobility of restaurants workers. Alright, geographical 關咩事啫 Alright, here, finally, decrease the geographical mobility of restaurants workers. Occupational mobility. 咦，係喎。Now, here, you see, when the workers are being replaced, which means fewer workers can get into the job. 係咪？ Get into the job 啦 which means occupational mobility would decrease. So this is the answer. Now, B, why I say it may be correct, alright? Only a maybe. Now, the reason is this. Now, when some people are replaced by the robots, it is possible that the remaining people maybe 嗱點解留得低啊 ？Those may be the good ones 係咪？點解唔炒啊 ？Those may be the good ones, but it 嗱 here the remaining are the good ones, alright？ 好嗰啲員工留得低啦。Only good ones remain, so productivity may increase, but this is may, okay？ 點解啊 ？It is also possible that with robots, maybe those workers remaining unaffected 冇受影響啦。機械人有機械人做咯，我咪有我做咯 ，alright？ May increase, alright? So I think B not exactly correct, but D is the most correct one, alright? So final page. One more question and we are done. Here, the following are the contracts for two professional football players. Here, you see, per week. 哇，咁陰公嘅，踢波10000蚊一個月嘅，咁鬼刻薄嘅。Here, this is a time rate, right? Time rate. On the other hand, here, they have time rate component plus, here, piece rate component. 哇，爽啊！每入一球啊，10000蚊 alright? Piece rate component. Alright? Now, explain two advantages of contract B over contract A from the viewpoint of the employer 係咪啊 ？employer 啦，嗱 two advantages only advantages 即係我哋就要睇好啦 advantages 啦，望望啦喎 B advantages now the first advantage I would say that there will be less monitoring costs as workers would earn more by working harder, which means they will have higher incentive to work. Alright? First one. Second one. Part of the business risk would be shared. 點解啊 Since if the club score no goal, they would have to pay less 係咪啊？俾少啲錢咯，係咪？哦，黐線，係咪啊？嗱，佢唔入波，你睇下，唔入波，俾少啲錢咯，係咪啊？They have to score pay less. Alright. Now, C. Professional football players often retire in their mid-30s. 30到中啦。Although most of them have once been well paid as footballers, some of them can only find low-paid jobs after retirement. Explain the above phenomenon in terms of labour mobility. 其實佢想問咩啊？呢度嗱 ，this one 佢話有啲 football player 咧，好多咧係之後揾唔到工㗎。Why? Now to explain this one, we say because their occupational mobility is low. Why? Because football players have very specific skill sets, which is playing football, 踢波咯，係咪啊？ These skills are not applicable in other jobs. 係咪啊 other jobs 嘛 ，so they can only find low-paying jobs。點解 low-paying jobs 啊？i.e. jobs with very generic skill requirement 啊嘛，係咪？因為啊，嗰啲those jobs that pay very low pay are the jobs usually are the jobs that require only generic skills. For example, alright, cleaner 係咪掃地嗰啲啦？ Or for example, very generic skills. Alright, football player they are too specific in playing football. They play for too long, and then they don't have other skill set. And the worst, the skill of playing football are not applicable in other jobs. For example, you go to bank, it's not applicable, right? So here you see, that's why they can only find the low-paying jobs because they only have generic skill set left. All right, their best skills are not applicable to the other jobs. All right, so that is all I want to say for chapter 5. All right, so let me say, I have one more video to go before I cover all the half-year exam. All right, now. The next video, I will talk about the chapter 5 past paper. Now, I know you don't have the chapter 5 past paper, so don't worry. For the next video, I want you to just sit back and enjoy and mark down the important concept points, alright? That would be good enough, alright? So, if no further question, I see you again in the next video. For now, good night to all of you.